Yeah, you're a little bit. Your picture is a little bit like wonky too. Like it's just moving real slow and a little pixely. You you look like I'm gonna sell you a bunch of gecko skins for ammo and Fallout right now. If you can hear the sound of my voice, if you can hear my voice, you're hearing my voice. If you can hear my voice, if you can hear the sound of my voice, you are on LSD. 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 You are on the Lonely Screen Delicatessen channel. If you can hear the sound of my voice, you made a decision, and you're here now, and there's nowhere that either of us can go. You have made it. You have made it to the Lonely Screen Delicatessen podcast. It is me, that big Cuban goon, and I'm with my bestie, fucking Novolozo, the Pinoy boy toy.
And
promise it's a solo show.
And we promise we won't rape you. No matter how bad that sounded.
Not out of the gate, but if we're on the island long enough, things can happen. You can't make promises like that.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Now, does that make me an apologist automatically?
I defend Louis C.K. Anyway.
As long as he asked. Rogan said the best thing about it. He's like, if he did it to your wife or daughter, you'd want to punch him in the face. And if he did it to anybody else, you'd be like, huh. Or, ha. Like, that's it. Like, that's not like a huge,
I mean,
like...
if he... I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, if it was my wife, I'd be like, hey, I mean, like, why are you in that situation? You know?
Also, like, was his dick weird?
Yeah, I'm like, and also, did you take pictures? I need information, because like we're gonna get more money off of like selling this stuff, and on top of the money he's giving us. And with my daughter, I'd be like, you didn't do anything. He didn't make you look. You just needed to be in the room. You could close your eyes. Did you get a raise? Did you get a raise? Are you gonna be a production credit? Because you better be. You're gonna be a production credit for damn sure for everything that he does. Which means you're getting percentage points on every Louis thing after that, which is way better than just taking a settlement.
I love how you go right to extortion. Like, right to extortion.
Yeah. I already told you how I'm making my son a pro golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Gonna hire a hooker to record having sex with a golf pro and then blackmail him to turn in my son into next Tiger Woods.
Just training your kid?
Yeah, man. Black and Asian. I mean, that's... And he's going to be tall. He's going to be taller than Tiger Woods. And he's going to drive better, too, I guarantee.
Yeah, you're tall. You're super tall for an Asian. You got that, like, some Scandinavian side in you.
Yeah, man. The white.
You got Nord height.
Yes.
Nordic height.
As my grandmother says, it is where you get your good bridge. My tomahawk nose. Which makes me think, makes me think that maybe during the settler time, somebody...
that, man. If you've got, like, blood that's Nordic, a lot of Jews fled north after the Holocaust. You could have a nice...
Maybe.
That could be a Sephardic honker you've got there. You do look a little bit like an Asian Adam Driver.
Okay. I'll take that.
Yeah,
that guy hasn't been...
Guy.
That guy hasn't been... He talks through his nose a little bit like me, too. Yeah, well, all right. I'll take it.
He's Semitically handsome.
Yeah.
Like him and, like...
And pause. He's paused. And he's still
paused?
paused. And he's unpaused.
Okay, there we go.
Him and
David Blaine, the fucking
Puerto
Rican
Rican Jew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same kind of, like, handsomeness. It's, like, handsome, but, like, not conventional. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I just think I look like a foot. Like, that's my... Like, if I turn at the right angle...
Like a foot.
If I turn at the right angle, my
Isn't that what they said about Sarah Jessica Parker?
Yeah. No, she looks like a horse. Horse face. Some of the best TikToks. My wife, I'm pretty sure, like, her TikTok algorithm has, like... And it's my fault. Because every time she finds a Sarah Jessica Parker horse face video, she immediately sends it to me, and then sends it to me in like every medium. So now she like gets them more, and And it's always Haitian people, which I find hilarious. And it'll just be a clip of Sarah Jessica Parker, and then they'll be like, "Whose horse is this?" Like, in the thick Haitian, "Whose horse is this?"
That's hilarious.
It's like, oh god. And I never expected to, because they're far enough apart. She spaces them out enough, where I'm like, oh, Matthew Broderick and Sarah Jessica. Whose horse is this? Oh, yep.
That's hilarious. I haven't seen those, but that's funny as shit.
Yes,
I
she
love
does
when you
that.
see those celebrity tweets that are like, "Stop sending me this shit," where people just bombard them with a fucking meme of them, like, till they fucking want to kill themselves. That's insanity.
You know who does that?
I know half of them are probably fake, but it's funny as fuck to imagine like Sam Jackson being like, "Stop sending me this shit," I'm like, fucking whatever. Like, I just love it.
You know who does that on purpose so people send him stuff is Val Kilmer, and I like that. I think that's funny. He's like, "Okay, guys, enough of these photos," and then he'll post like 10.
My only knock on Val Kilmer was his album.
Oh, he made music?
Have you heard Val Kilmer's album?
No, I don't want to. I just want to see him act. I don't want.
Because I like him as an actor. I want him to be Mad Mardigan forever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I think he is like the obviously. I think obviously everybody's underneath Daniel Day-Lewis, like male or female. But then like, I think of that like time span when we were kids into like young adults. Like so we'll just go with like 1980 to 2006, right?
I think he's the second best Batman of all time.
Yeah, I think he's the best character actor in that time span,
He's a great character actor.
And people are like,
I don't know about best, but he's good.
Well, like it's him or Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp does Pirates of the Caribbean, and that's it.
I don't think it's either. I don't think it's either of them. I think there's other character actors that are fucking like monsters that we don't think of right out of the gate. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking of like you said, like Mad Morgan and like Tombstone, just like Tombstone. Oh yeah.
Should be like puts him at number 2 for me. That puts him at number 2 for me. Just that one right there. And like The Doors, because he also looks like Jim Morrison. Like,
yeah, that's supposedly when he got weird with the music.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Got a little bit loopy. He took that road. He took that method road.
Heat,
or whatever. But
Heat
cut an album.
Good.
He was the shit. He was the best. Yeah, Heat's amazing. Fucking Pacino and Heat fucking is tremendous.
Dude, Pacino and De Niro, like the scene that everybody talks about, that scene in the fucking coffee shop or the diner towards the end.
Diner scene is great.
Dude, that's
like
one of the best scenes in.
Oh
yeah.
Pacino and
like real dynamic. Yes.
Got called. like he's all fucking.
Yeah, he's like. So when like SJW people complain about men now, I'm like, no, that's the guy that you should be complaining about, and that guy doesn't exist anymore. Like too much, and if he does it all, like he gets put in jail like pretty quickly.
That's one thing that like is I see so many blanket statements like this is a thing or that is a thing. This doesn't exist. It's like because even you weren't trying to do it there, but in doing it like because I just saw like a post about it recently that was like where somebody called Mike a
I saw that.
Racist.
I saw that.
Shit was crazy.
Frozen, you frozen, and not frozen.
Hey. Fucking so, I don't know where you left me off, but anyway, yeah, it's an interesting choice to blanket people in some, you know what I mean, like fucking. Yeah. But that's a real common tactic nowadays.
However,
if you this, then you are this. If you don't this, then you are that.
There is one thing I can tell you, however, that is true. That WNBA players should not be paid the same as NBA players in any.
Well, they don't make as much ticket sales.
Well, I mean, just if we're gonna go off of like, the thing is people.
Ticket sales.
No, but that's not what people are focusing on.
Sales, ticket sales.
No, that's not what people are focusing on. They're like, the women play the same sport, and I'm like, they're not playing at the same level. The hoops are lower and the balls are small. No, Andrew. Like, the people that are complaining about that want to get rid of gender in sports, and it'll just be the NBA where women and men can compete together, and everybody I support that too. Everybody's like, yeah, that's cool because no women would, and you know the WNBA players don't support that. No, you're gonna have zero. You're gonna have zero.
You might have 3.
No, you're gonna have 0. It's 0. I'm gonna send you a clip of the WNBA All-Star game.
Listen. I'm not telling you you're wrong. What I am telling you is that Billie Jean King existed.
Yes, she existed. And there are other sports. Yeah, I know. She existed. Yeah.
I thought you
And
said
there's
that.
others. No, she exists. Yeah, he exists. There's other sports too where like women can evenly. There's other sports too where like women can like some women could evenly compete with men, but like it's the same thing with like.
There's not going to be a chick in the NFL. It's not going to ever happen. I mean,
no, there was one, and she's like the punting coordinator, and she only did one kick, and they did not come after her hard. Anyway, yeah, it was like a special thing.
Let's see a female center.
Oh yeah.
Let me see a female center.
It's okay. She used to be a man, so she's got the right body. Yeah.
Let's get Lizzo out there and have her fucking.
Oh, she's soft. But no, like even Serena, like what was it? It was John McEnroe got a bunch of shit because he was just on some show
because
and they were like
stated some factual shit.
Yeah,
when it comes to sports, I don't play the whole equality thing. There's no equality in athletics.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter anything. It
but
just matters the stat.
But they were like. But they were talking about how it was like Venus or Serena, whichever one. Serena Williams is like the best female tennis player of all time, and then one of the ladies on the show was like, "Well, I think she could be like the best of all time, and she could beat any man now." And he was like, realistically, he's like, no. He's like, she probably could not beat like a top 100 player, and that was like
she probably couldn't beat people in the.
No. He was
a certain tier, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he was like, "Don't get me wrong.
It's
like,
stats.
he's like, that's really good. That means she could go to a men's competition and actually compete, and she could beat a lot of people." He's like, however,
it's the same reason it's the same reason that in combat sports there are weight classes. Because as good as Mighty Mouse Johnson is, he should not fucking fight Cain Velasquez.
No,
it's not going to work out most likely. I mean, he's got a shot. Everybody's got a shot, but it's going to be probably a horrific scene. I mean,
man.
Really. Like, so it's one of those things where you don't want to see Uriah Faber fight John Jones. It's not going to be good.
No, he's just gonna beat the shit out of him.
He's gonna front kick him till he falls, and then he's gonna get on top of him and hit him with elbows that Uriah can't even reach to block because John Jones is so long. It's gonna be like a piece of fucking building scaffolding falling on him from the sky over and over again. So it's one of those things where like.
Well, so here's the thing too.
Both the guys that I just mentioned in the negative. But what I'm saying is like the stat is all that matters in sports. Plain and fucking simple. You can't.
Well, he wasn't even talking about that. He was talking about like physically she can't compete. Like you were saying with she may weigh more and weigh the same.
You don't even have to utilize that.
Yeah.
Right. But you don't even have to utilize that. You don't even have to utilize that argument. Mm-hmm. You can just go to the fucking scoreboard. You can go to the stat.
Yeah.
I can't say shit about my record in any competition that will overshadow the fucking stat. Even in history, when you look back at fights where somebody won and somebody lost and you thought the guy who lost got robbed, there's only going to be a select few people that are going to be able to look beyond the stat. Historians of the sport or people who are actively fans at the time of that event. So otherwise, the stat is what stands in history. And her stats can't stack up.
Well, no.
The stats
and here's the crazy thing, too, right? So there was like building and building and building. Like people were like, cancel John McEnroe. He's a fucking misogynist. And Serena Williams was like on Twitter, like, he's not. He's just factually accurate. And then she finally went on some talk show. And I think she went on Ellen maybe. And Ellen was like, come on, tell him that you could beat these guys. And she's like, I could probably take a couple games off of some of them. But he's right. Like, I can't physically compete with men at this certain pro level. And she's like, I could probably beat one or two. She's like, realistically, she's like, maybe he placed me a little bit lower for like my ego, but no, she's like, you should leave him alone because he's just right. And she's like a big like celebrity like women's rights person too. So like, for her to say that too, like that makes me actually support her. Yeah. Athletes are more actually. See, this goes back to my WNBA. This goes back to my WNBA point. I respect all female athletes pretty much, except for WNBA athletes because they think that they are better than the NBA players, and they say that literally when they interview that shit.
You know why they say that. It
to
has
get on
nothing to do
TV?
with money.
They don't make money. They make a deficit of $10 million a year.
What I'm saying is the individual players are going to say whatever is going to benefit the case that they should make more money. Because
that doesn't. But that hurts their case.
Who wouldn't?
That hurts their case because it's a lie.
The reason it doesn't matter. Listen, how many lies? Lies are perpetuated into truth?
But it's
with repetition.
I know.
And great media coverage.
But the great thing is like, but they can only say that.
I'm just saying you have to see the reasoning.
No, I understand why they're saying it, but it's like
I can't hate that. I can't hate
hockey.
Trying to take it and run.
Women's hockey players talk shit about WNBA.
Yeah, all 10 of them.
No. There's actually a whole league now, dude. Like the hockey.
I can't play hockey. I can't skate. I can't skate for dick.
They're like, we're not out here trying to like get hit by men. Like, why would you? Yeah, no, but they're just
because they understand the physics of the game. They play that shit. There's probably
because they're
bitches in the league
because they're athletes,
and that's it.
Yeah, and they're athletes too, like you said. Like,
yeah, they understand the stats.
If you just watch one WNBA game, like you could go out there and you're probably in better shape.
I'll tell you what.
Cardio-wise, you're probably in better shape.
I'll tell you what.
It's ridiculous.
I was never a good basketball player, but if you put me under the hoop to fucking just get rebounds off of people aggressively in a street game, that was my shit.
Well, also the ball's smaller, so you would have an advantage there. And also the hoop is lower, so you'd have another advantage there.
What's the height of the hoop in the NBA, and what's the height in the WNBA?
I think, what is it? I'll just look it up. I think it's like 13 feet in the NBA, and it's like 10 feet in the WNBA. It's like, I could just reach up and grab it, I think.
I don't know. I'm only like 6 foot, so I don't have the Muggsy Bogues.
Oh no, it's 10.
Skills
it's 10 feet in the NBA. That's why it's so easy.
Be a 6 foot guy.
Oh no, it's 10 feet in the WNBA. Okay, so but anyway, the ball is smaller. Dude, the ball is smaller.
I believe the ball is smaller because like different football leagues have different kind of balls and shit.
Yeah. So, but I just literally watched a 5-minute segment from one game, and it was the All-Star game. So it was the best of the best. And there was a couple girls that were like 7 feet tall, and I was like, oh yeah, they're just gonna make all the points. I literally watched this one girl. She's like, and she goes for a layup, misses, catches her own rebound, goes for 2, misses, 3, misses, loses her own rebound, catches it again, goes for 4. Is it going to be 4? Nope. 5? Nope. Loses her rebound, and it goes back the other way. And I was like,
what that sounds like too, though, is the early days of mixed martial arts when you had like a couple of front runners that were like way ahead of the pack.
But no, they should be. Those are the women that are like, people are like, they could beat guys in the NBA and they should be played the same. I'm like, no guy in the NBA. John Stockton was 5'10", and if he caught his own rebound 5 times, he wouldn't need to. He would, if he missed one time and he caught his own rebound, it went in, or he drew a foul. He's 5'10". Right. These women are 7 feet tall, catching their own rebounds on girls that are 5'10", right? And still can't just physically put it into the net, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Those are the best. Those are the best.
Well, I mean, there is just different physiology, that's all. It's different physical attributes that men and women possess.
I watched no score for 4 minutes and 30 seconds because both teams just did that. They pass, or they would just be in a standing dribble and fall down, like tripping over their feet. Like,
I will say this.
Like the way that you see like in high school. It's literally like watching high school. Like, would you pay a high school kid millions of dollars? Like, if he was, and he's not good? Like, he's not getting a scholarship. That's what you're watching.
I respect the idea that they're trying to get.
I do too, but they're getting paid the same as doctors, and they're trying to get paid as much as LeBron James.
Let them try.
And I'm like, well, the whole thing is like, I would understand. Like, I would give them that if they drew that kind of money.
And I'm not saying that they should get it, but I'm saying let them try.
I
mean, like, fuck it.
I want them to try. So there's a couple that are like very realistic, and they're like
soccer players. Female soccer is way more gangster to watch.
They should, they should be getting paid more because they actually get more.
Dude, soccer players
are just
do that
pussies.
Oh yeah.
No, girls will fucking.
I'm not even a football watching motherfucker, but I feel like football.
No, the girls will just fucking take each other out and like won't, and they won't.
Gangster.
And they like won't take the penalty either. They'll just be like, no.
It's
like no, no, I'll get her on the neck. I'll get her on the way back.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like that's hardcore and shit.
You know what I watch?
I agree with that.
With my grandma.
Yeah.
They're gangsters. Fuck.
I agree with that. Women's soccer is hardcore as fuck, and like their skill level.
What about women's figure skating?
Once again,
skating is fucking crazy.
And they make more than men. They make more than men because their bodies are tailor fit to do that. Yeah.
Getting thrown in the fucking air and shit. If you're gonna throw me on ice
8 times,
you better pay my ass.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Pay me up.
Some of them are hitting each other in the knees with pipes and shit. You know, like pay me money. But like,
classic. That's a classic.
Yeah, but like soccer, I feel like is a good example though. Like where
soccer,
I feel like that. No, like
women
that
overshadow the men easily,
and they should be paid more. And they're not even. So what I respect about them is like WNBA is insane. They operate at a deficit every year, right? The NBA is the only reason like they donate revenue to keep them alive, and they're getting paid like as much as doctors and lawyers and stuff. So like that's pretty respectable and pretty good for you existing in a sport that is losing money every year and losing more money every year, right? However, I understand where with the women's soccer, they're making more money on revenue on them. They're getting more views. It's more exciting to watch. Their skill level is actually a lot higher because it's kind of similar to the figure skating thing where like they're smaller but they're like tougher, so they can like maneuver more. Like it's more exciting to watch.
Beauty of sports. That's the beauty of sport in general, right? Is that like it is fucking pure meritocracy.
Yeah.
You can't hide. You have the stats are what they are, and then beyond the stats, you can watch the grit unfold. You can learn about like humanity in because I'm not even a big fan of like any teams, but like you show me a badass play of something, or you show me like some amazing athletic feat, I'm all about that shit.
And that's kind of the other thing too. Like, look for the highlights on the WNBA, and it looks like a high school game of mediocre kids playing.
Question,
is the problem?
When was the advent of the WNBA?
It's been around for like 15 years now. It's not anything new.
When was the advent of the
In
NBA?
the 40s, but
okay. So you're talking about a deficit of time that these people have been at a professional level.
That's not the problem, because the soccer is soccer. I think women's has only been like 20 years, and soccer has literally been forever. But you're talking about professional, right? No, you're talking like professional. That's what That's what we're talking about. I think women's soccer has an even longer deficit, but they're athletes. Really? Hockey is literally like this year they're professionals. Like they played in the Madison Square Garden, right?
Wow.
But they're like, they understand. They're like, oh, I'm actually getting paid. Whatever, I'm okay. That's good. We know we shouldn't be getting paid as much as the men, like because it's literally it's a physical man sport, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is with the women, the difference between women's basketball and men's basketball is you're literally watching a bunch of women fail to pass to each other for most of the night, miss most of the layups that they take, and then nobody can dunk. That's the thing. Like, and I hate, and it sounds dumb, but it's actually like a big part of that debate is like the reason like men's basketball is boring as fuck too, honestly. Like, especially because they draw all the fouls. Like LeBron James just literally. He should be playing soccer. That's how bad he throws. Like somebody will go like blow on, like just like they do in soccer. They'll blow on the back of his neck and they'll be like, right, and then he'll just fucking draw a foul, and he'll take like 20 steps to get to the hoop. But when he gets to the hoop, he fucking dunks and like beats on his chest and shit. Like I think one woman has dunked, and she was just like, oh, like whatever. And I'm like, I was like, no, like. If you're the only woman to have dunked, like, you got, like, Dr. J, right? Like, historically, the first guy to just start fucking dunking on people, he would just be like, yeah, like, fucking shoving his balls in their face, pull himself up to the fucking net, just like, yeah, like, and this girl, like, dunked one time, and she's like, yay, like,
so you're saying you want a little more fucking, like you want some more personality.
Yeah, it's boring, they're not yelling. they're not like hustling. They're kind of just walking.
Now,
they're falling over.
But I kind of feel that way about all major league sports in this like new era. Like they're new.
Yeah.
Because I remember like going to football games.
That's why I like hockey, man. That's why I like hockey. They fucking hit each other.
In the era of Zach Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Those
Speaking
dudes
of which,
seemed like fucking animals on the field, bro. And like I said, I don't know a lot about football, but I like Zach Thomas because he was like a 5'10" truck. Man.
Yeah.
What?
Oh. Oh yeah. All right. I'm just looking at scores for hockey. Tampa Bay won and like Florida lost. It's okay.
The fight game is another thing altogether. Like equality, whatever you want to talk about, like it's all there. It's all merit.
Yeah.
That's it. That doesn't matter. Nothing else matters.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else matters. How much do you draw when you fight? And how much do you win? And do you win in a manner that is spectacular enough to make people want to come and pay?
Yeah. So that's the problem I have with WNBA. If they were exciting, but they weren't, that they're clearly like not as talented. Like if the Harlem
thing is, if the draw is not there, is the money.
Yeah, that's the whole problem. That's why they operate at a minimum of $10 million deficit every year. Minimum. Like some years it's a lot less. Dude, LeBron James by himself brings in, for the NBA, not for himself, just his draw, like when they're taking statistics and like tracking when people are like watching a LeBron video and then clicking on to like go buy an NBA ticket or NBA merch, right? He draws $35 million by himself to the NBA in revenue. And the WNBA operates at a $10 million deficit. And people are arguing that a woman with the same like championships and records as him in the WNBA should be making his like $40 million a year that he's making. And I'm like, if she can pull in fucking $35 million by herself and worth of like ad revenue and NBA sales, then yeah, man, pay her fucking $40 million. But then also like you're still at minus $10 million. Like if she just did that by herself, I'd be like, yeah, like pay her like close. You know, don't give her all the money, but like pay her close. You know? But
right.
I don't even know who that lady was. I knew who the ladies were that were like 7 feet tall that talk shit to like NBA players all the time, and they just laugh at her. But like, yeah, I didn't even know who the one lady is. I do too. But I mean, like, they're making good money to play basketball poorly. I'm not saying that I could beat them, but there's literally a video of the All-Star game, right? Where like where all the All-Star girls tried to go and hustle these just men at the YMCA, right? They tried to go hustle these guys that meet up every day and just play basketball at the YMCA. They got destroyed by a pickup game at a men's YMCA, like a men's pickup game at the YMCA. And these women are getting paid more than these guys. Like they're getting paid doctors and lawyers money, and these guys that are just like after work, you know, trying to get a good workout at the Y and playing basketball with their buddies, they do it every day. They just destroyed the WNBA players. So like, I don't understand how you can ask for more money. I would just be like, oh yeah, any man could beat me, and that like has played the game, and I'm making like $200,000 more a year than them. Okay, like
yeah,
this
but
is
that's
good.
Not the mentality of an athlete who's trying to chase down any kind of glory whatsoever.
Yeah,
like, you can't put yourself in that mindset whatsoever in order to be successful in a sport like that.
I mean, I feel like if I were successful in something, and I knew my limits, like I knew I wasn't going to be like the GOAT, I wouldn't be asking for GOAT money all the time. You know, like if I was MVP, if I was like consistently like MVP of the season of whatever pro sport I was.
Oil, man. Squeaky wheel gets the oil, man. It's not always the best. Sometimes it's the loudest.
Yeah,
who gets put in the center stage. You got to think career-mindedly in the aspect. These guys know they have a finite amount of time.
But every
for a certain period
you
of time.
could play in the WNBA for like 30 years.
Maybe not. Maybe they know that organization isn't going to be around forever. Maybe. They feel like that's the case.
But still, then be responsible enough to not fucking blow $1 million every 4 years.
I don't know. I'd be trying to get that bag, baby.
Yeah.
I'd be trying to
well,
get
a bunch of them have like endorsements too, and like, because it's a good, you know, like, it's like the women's movement right now is like strong, so like a lot of them still, yeah. Why not? And that's the other thing too, like.
Listen, when my daughter applies to college, she's going to put that she's Hispanic and she's Jewish. Because her mother's Jewish and her father's Hispanic. So what?
Fucking
take advantage of the opportunities that you're being handed. That's it.
Yeah.
You have a multiracial son. Run with that
man.
bag, son. Run
Dude,
with that bag.
He's got sports genetics. I'm just going to be like, what do you want to do? You're going to do all the things until you figure out, and you're going to be smarter than everybody that you're on the field with, or ice, or on the whatever, you know.
Dude, I talk to my kid like she's a fucking adult. Her understanding of like vocabulary and just general concepts compared to other kids that we're around is staggering because of the way that we're like I want to prepare somebody who's ready to be in this world that we're living in, because I recognize that our parents prepared us for a world that they weren't even in anymore. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But I just feel like
our kids like ready for the okie doke.
Well, I want my kid to be, because you know what, one thing that always goes.
So anyway, to end on the sports talk before we get into dad talk, fucking.
Well, this was sports related.
Fucking get your money, get your cash.
I say shut up.
Get as much as they'll give you.
I say shut up.
That's where we stand divided.
And I say shut up, man. Yeah, I love you too, man. But I say shut up because like, try to get more money, but like, don't be asking for like 40 million if you're drawn a negative 10 million. That's all I'm saying.
I think you should ask for 40 if you want 10 though.
Yeah, I don't.
You know what I mean?
I just think they should ask for 10, and then like when they get one, I'd be like, no, get one. Like I'd be like, make $1 million a year, bro. Dude, that's 4 times what they're making. Like
I just feel like if they have the opportunity to get that cash, they should. That's all. That's my.
They're never gonna get 40. They're never gonna get 10.
Remember En Vogue?
No matter what they ask for.
Never gonna get it,
no matter what they ask for, they're probably the highest paid one will probably like get $1 million a year. That's it. So I say like shoot for fine then, yeah, ask for 40. And when they offer you one, don't say fucking no. Don't say fucking no, because you'll be the highest paid.
And then if you get 2.3,
yeah, dude, you can keep. I guess a higher negotiating point. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Like I understand that.
Go get it.
But they're being derogatory. Right, they're just talking shit.
Selling non-fungible tokens and making millions and millions of dollars off of fucking digital fucking shit that doesn't really exist. My homeboy the other night showed me a digital rate.
Oh, frozen. The cold never bothered me. There, you're back. You're back.
There you go. So, no, I was saying, fucking my homie showed me a little digital race car that you can buy that's like a non-fungible token.
Okay.
I think was what he was explaining it to me as, and he was showing me this. It's digital currency, digital fucking property.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Go for it. Get it. If they're giving you money for it, take it. Take that fucking money, homie. Like that's what I say about it. And this is what our generation is developing in order to like make it into the next fucking like phase of human existence, whatever that shit's gonna be. When trucking is no longer an industry, and when menial.
That's what I was saying.
Exist, and like there's an upper and lower echelon of society that.
So that's why.
Next to each other anymore.
That's why I want like my kid to be smart and also sports, because like I've like historically, no matter what country is like in power, they will take whatever the best athlete is from the world and bring them to where like the top is, which is like what we do.
It's you grew up with that, like in your people talk about that shit all the time, where it's like the 3 B's: boxing, baseball, or ballet can get you off the aisle.
Dude,
ballet will send you to Russia. Fucking boxing or baseball will send you somewhere. Baseball America, boxing any potential where else.
Yeah.
Like, those were
baseball
like
Japan.
3 B's they used to say.
Yeah.
A lot of Cubans went to Japan to play.
Yeah, man.
Like so, that was a lot of people.
Dude, Japanese people love Cubans like more than they should for being Asian. Like because Asians are all very racist. But yeah,
it's very interesting. The new generation of every place kind of has more of an appreciation of other cultures than the previous. Of most places.
But not Asia.
No,
not India
like
at all.
Koreans are like very into like hip hop and shit and like shit like that, and fucking. Now I'm not saying that there's still not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff that I'm sure there is. I'm just saying it seems more like they're more in tune with pop culture and shit like that. They're more into
So the big thing in Japan right now for the kids is the 90s.
I've seen Japanese rockabillys fist fighting each other on the internet. It's amazing.
But the big thing right now is the 90s gangster rap, right?
Ooh.
like our era rap, right?
Yeah, the real
But
rap.
not the black people. Only the Hispanic chola.
So they're just like they're just bumping like fucking
Like Big
insane
Pun.
membrane around the clock. And
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
Big
yeah.
Pun and fucking and
And
Fat
like
Joe and shit.
yeah, Fat Joe. Like but know that like they're making their own rap too now. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But like literally they're like the hoop earrings, the fucking.
You know what I saw?
liner.
Actually, I saw some dudes, some Japanese cats who were calling their shit Trapanese.
Yeah.
Like Japanese trap beats.
Yeah. That's actually kind of legit. But like what I'm talking about is the popular thing is the Spanish '90s gangster rap hip hop culture. Oh yeah, with the lowriders and they all have hydraulics and shit. Like they love fucking what's his face. He's not a rapper.
Fucking fun.
Santana. They like Carlos Santana a lot too.
Yeah, Santana's dope.
Yeah,
fucking
he's
dope.
the reason why I play guitar.
Man, yeah, Santana's the shit, really. Like, I
Dude,
saw him live.
he's also the reason why I used to take acid a lot because like he only never did it a couple times. Did you know that?
I went with there was a great story about him doing it and like at a show and being fucked up the whole show and being terrified the whole time and being like, won't do that again.
Woodstock. It was Woodstock the first time he performed like live in front of a big crowd ever, and then like and his manager was like, here you go, take this. To like the whole band, he's like, here you go, take this. Here you go, take this. And he just like didn't even know. He's like, what? This is paper. And he's like, yeah, just put it on your tongue, it'll go away. And he's like, okay. And he's like, oh no, never again. It was at Woodstock, his first time doing acid, and he's just fucking like, and I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard, and now I want to do acid. Frozen. Not Frozen.
I was a teenager, maybe 15. What?
Not Frozen, but you got lag.
I was a teenager,
and now you're
maybe
caught
15, 16, and am I all right? I was about 15 or 16. I was saying I was a teenager, and my girlfriend at the time, who I'm now married to, actually, I think she somehow got Santana tickets, and we went. And this was when Santana was touring with Rob Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Off that album.
The '90s, early 2000s.
That album
one.
actually rips, though, bro.
Yeah.
That album rips. I don't give a fuck.
Because it's his band with a bunch of pop stars. Yeah. It's still his band.
Yeah, it's him wailing the whole way through, and fucking, it was a fun show, and we're all up dancing. Me and Eva and a bunch of our friends, and my little brother came with us. He was like 12 or 11, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't realize we were like up the hill on the lawn.
Oh no.
Sky Amphitheater or whatever Mars Amphitheater it is now. And my brother was he was sitting behind us, and he was like, he was young at the age where he was too cool to be dancing and shit. So he was just sitting, chilling, vibing, whatever. And he had never smoked weed before or anything like that, and he got hit with a cloud the whole night. And we didn't really realize at the end of the night, we're like getting ready to pack up his blanket and shit. And he's like catatonically stoned. And fucking, my parents thought I gave him something, and they were so fucking mad.
You're like, no.
My stepdad tried to fist fight me, and I'll never forget. I think it was Santana. It might have been Red Hot Chili Peppers, because those were two shows that happened around the same time. But fucking,
it was a show at the amphitheater. There was clouds of weed smoke the whole time. I'm sure.
Dude, and
no matter what.
I remember the Foo Fighters. The first time I saw them live was they were opening for the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Nice.
At the same amphitheater, and there was empty seats in the front, and Dave Grohl was like, or no, there was people sitting in the front who were not standing.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You fucking too cool for rock and roll, assholes." He was like standing up on the front of the stage, like he was like the most real rock and roll.
I like him a lot. I don't like his music as much as I like him. That's all. Well, like I like first like Foo Fighters. Yeah, I've heard this. Yeah.
The first several rows, and he's like, "Fucking, if you don't fucking get up and jam, we're gonna tell the whole fucking back lawn to come up here, and I know they're gonna want your seats, and I know they can fucking take it." Like, it's that crazy shit, hyping the crowd up so much, and then he called everybody down into whatever open seats they were. He was like, "Let them fill the fucking place. Let them fill the place." He's fucking rock and roll as fuck, man.
Dude, he's a really cool guy. He's actually played with like more legendary metal people before he was in Nirvana, and then like I've told you the story a bunch of times, like his best friend is a dude from Queens of the Stone Age, and like that was a whole crazy thing with them, and like he's just like he's had an awesome life and is genuinely a good guy. I just don't like that after literally like the first album, he's like, "Cool, I'm a dad. I make dad rock now," and I'm like, if that's what you want to do. Like his best album that he did recently was.
I guess I like dad rock. I love like what are they called? Black Keys, Queens of the Stone Age, shit like
That's
that.
not no, that's not dad rock.
Oh, okay.
Foo Fighters from like 2005 till now is
new Foo.
Yeah, it's like dad
the
rock.
Newer Fooer.
Because it's just like it's unoriginal, uninspired, and like the fake cry in a movie that you can tell is fake. That's the whole thing. I nothing against the dude. Like he's actually good. Like he did a thing where he brought all of his friends and he like jammed with them and he made songs. That Motion City soundtrack, and it's a movie, and it's like really fucking cool. And he like did a documentary about this awesome fucking. It was Sun City is what it's called. Yeah, Sun City like soundtrack or whatever. So the Sun. He did a documentary about that fucking that studio where like Fleetwood Mac, like where they were like working and also like met and like formed Fleetwood Mac, and he like plays with like a bunch of them, and he like writes all these songs.
I love that. I want to check that out.
Dude, it's a great thing. Dude, he does this one song with him and Josh from Queens of the Stone Age and Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails, and there's no words. They're just it's like they're just jamming, and like I love just jamming. So like, and it's good. It's like the best thing that he's done since like Everlong, since he stole Everlong from Josh from Queens of the Stone Age. Yeah, it's like very good, very very good. But yeah,
that's funny.
Everything else is dad rock, and like I would rather listen to dad rock than most things that are, out now.
That are popular. Yeah.
But he's just too good of a guy. Him and the drummer, who like look like they are related somehow. Like those are just like good family guys that are like also good people that like throw people out that are like fighting in their shows, and like they're just like they're genuinely, they shouldn't be famous, like good people,
Yeah.
That I can only just say I don't like it. It's not for me. I can't rip on it, But whereas like stuff that I hate, I'll fucking rip on that shit. But like I genuinely can't stand dad rock, but I will not say anything bad about him or his band. Because also too, I don't know if you know this, like the Foo Fighters isn't just like the guitar or the drummer from Nirvana. It's like the bass player from Sunny Day Real Estate, a legendary like punk guitar player, and I think that's just, I don't know where he got his drummer from, and the other guitar player. But there's like two legendary like people, like punk people that are also in the Foo Fighters. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a great group of musicians, and apparently just a great group of dudes.
Yeah.
Fucking love them. Dude, that's the crazy thing is, like, I've heard all of them individually like fucking kill it, like in other genres that I fucking love, and then I'm like, yeah, no, like play that with your friends, and they're like, no, yeah, do these bar chords. Let Dave sing in his dad voice.
So it's like fighters too, where like you could have two guys that are kind of like floundering in their careers, but you put them together and have an amazing night of a fight.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the same thing with certain type of musicians. You could put like a weird mix together and come out with something that you would never perceive like initially. Like I want to say the guitar player for No Doubt was a fucking metal guy.
Yeah, yeah. He is a metal guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and the drummer is like a dude who like was a barely like drum literate punk drummer.
He had
like,
just learned to do the do da do da do da do. Like he just learned that. That was it. Yeah.
So like you put this weird, and then you have like another band from like our youth, Sublime. Brad Knoll barely could play fucking guitar. Okay.
Yes. Lots of editing to make him sound
soulful.
good.
He was very soulful, and even his playing like showed it. Like even the stuff that like was good, his solos and shit. There was a lot of like bending and drawing out notes because that was like really the essence of the kind of music.
And he was committed, because I know that like to get that last solo, they're like, all right, take 200. Can you do it again? He's like, yeah, I'll do it again.
Right.
Okay.
And then you have the drummer, Bud Gaw, and he's like a hard-hitting, fucking straight-up like punker style snare smashing.
Yeah, you can
drummer.
tell in the early. Yeah.
And then you have
the dub bass player.
but he's like a straight up classically trained musician who's played like a bunch of different shit because his dad was like a music professor at a college.
Like, we could go on and on with these, like Motley Crue too. Motley Crue is an old guy, a homeless kid, like a drummer that like whose mom was like banging like all the guys in the scene.
Exactly.
And then
have,
like
components all added together and they create this one weird thing. That's so awesome about a band in general.
I actually like watched like the kind of like documentary about them. It's crazy because like the movie that came out like a year ago, they're like, that's not really like, they didn't like just meet each other. Like they had been floating around in bands in that scene, and especially Mick had been floating around. Like he's like 20 years older than everybody else in the band. It's crazy. And then like he had been floating around forever, and some of them had even like been in the same band for like a week and then like switched out or whatever. So like they knew of each other. And they were like,
incestuous.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden when it got the right combo of people, they just fucking blew up. Like this one band in Lake Worth that I've been trying to start this band for 15 years, and then these guys listened to all my favorite bands like a year ago. Well, it's now like 2 years ago, and they decide to make that fucking band, and they're the biggest fucking metal band like around right now, and they're from Lake Worth. And I was trying to make that band for 15 years, and everybody's like, that music's fucking gay. And now the guys that said that music was fucking gay are playing it. And I'm still stuck, you know. I told them, I was like...
Still stuck podcasting with me.
No, I'm just still stuck not touring again. Whatever.
Well,
you know.
We got to talk about some stuff after this.
Yeah. For sure. No, yeah, also Mac was like... talking about how you need to open up a sandwich shop on that row where Spread the Dubs place is. I'll talk to you about that.
A sandwich shop out there?
Yeah, he's like, you could get a room 9x9, cook sandwiches, just throw chips on them. And I was like, yeah, I would actually buy, because I throw chips on my sandwiches, like my subs already. So I'd be like, yeah, throw barbecue on there. Oh, whatever, an Italian with barbecue, I'll take it. Good stuff.
Start talking to me about when we get off the live. You start talking to me about some dollar amounts of these rentals.
Okay. I don't know. I bought a car from somebody in that neighborhood, and it was terrible. So all I learned from that, I tell everybody after that, don't ever buy a car from somebody under a bridge. Like no matter how nice the neighborhood is, because that's a nice neighborhood. Under the bridge right there. Like, it's a nice little community. You know, still don't, no matter how nice it is, don't buy a car from somebody underneath the bridge.
That's hilarious. Well, shit. Fucking, that's the next venture, really, like, that I want to, am I frozen again?
No. I was just like, I don't know what to talk about.
That's one of the next adventures. No, that's one of the next adventures though is food in general for us, man. Like, we shot those last couple of videos that are going to be coming out soon that were super fucking fun to shoot.
Do you want to like talk about the direction of the show too, like what we're doing in the future and stuff, what we want to do?
Such as?
I don't know. Your food.
Just in general.
Your food.
Yeah, we're definitely
your food vehicle idea.
Oh well, that's definitely something that I don't know. Should we say that shit on air?
If you want, I mean, like, let's see how many people are listening. Hold on. 0.
Oh, so it's us tonight. It's literally us tonight.
It is, yeah. I mean, 6 people looked at it. Right decided to keep moving.
Well, on that note, I'll eat my Built Bar then.
Yeah. So, yeah, so, I mean, like, and we can always, you know, like, cut this into other things.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
We would do this if it wasn't on air.
Yeah. That's why sometimes when you're like, hold on, I gotta do stuff, I'm like, okay, I'll just do something worse over here. I don't know. Do you want to just call it and then talk about stuff? Because, you know, we We got all them 0 people watching.
Yeah.
We'll plug
That's
it.
cool.
So, like, we got things coming up, though. Like,
That was like, what, a solid 50 minutes?
yeah, 48, 49.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Good job.
Yeah.
Wow. You're very aware of time.
Especially in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
You have to, like, you want to be knowing how long you were in there. But, anyway.
There's a 50-minute round. Oh, God.
In the old days, Sakuraba and Hoist Gracie fought for 90 minutes.
Oh, no, thank you.
Mm-mm.
It's
You
like
imagine the old
fights on the
boxing
street don't last that long. Like,
No, they're quick. They're always quick. They're
Yeah.
always like a minute. But,
Yeah.
And that's like a long one.
yeah.
But fucking like in the old days, you'd have boxing matches that went like 77 rounds, 125 rounds, because it would be a round until somebody was defeated, like knocked out or stayed on the stool. Those guys, like those John L. Sullivan types.
That's real cardio.
Jack
Like, I don't
Johnson
care.
type motherfuckers, where it's like he's wearing like underwear and fucking bare fists and shit.
Ugh, that's a big difference too. Like between then and today, like I'm not hardcore, but like remember those kids that we were talking to outside of prop the other day? I'm definitely like not scared of like the big people that are their age either, you know?
Well, you get to our age too, you get enough dreams crushed, it's like, what are they gonna do, kill me? Ha! Thank you.
Yeah. There's that popular TikTok when like the kids like, and the text says like when the dad says to bring her home by 9, but you're bigger than her or bigger than him, and then it's like this kid with like big muscles, and he's like, "What are you gonna do?" And then like the big thing now is like there's like a filter where it's like the eyes like it's black, and then like the eyes like waking up. Like that, and the dad's like, "Hey, buddy, here you go. Here's some ice." There's this thing called dad strength, and also I don't care. It's way past 9. In fact, it's the morning. Come on, we're gonna go dig a hole. You know, it's gonna be fun. Like, it's like like seriously, like what the fuck is a kid gonna do to me? Like,
you have a certain amount of your dreams eaten by like life, and then you have like certain experiences, and then it's like. Then you realize too how much of that shit is like bravado and all puffed up bullshit from when you were 20 or whatever. You know what I mean? Because when we like hang out at the spots like in the neighborhood and shit, when I'm in town and stuff, like you see a lot of the same old faces, and those are all the happy smiling ones. And then you see a lot of young angsty people who don't know what the fuck they're doing with themselves.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous.
And their opinions are really important to them. Patton Oswalt had a great joke where he was like my level of excitement to happiness to anger was like and like and now it's like and
I mean he says that, but he's still kind of like rawr.
Yeah, well, he went through a lot over the past couple of years, but what do you call I just feel in general that starts to happen to people as they get older. You start to also realize like this is the same old shit people have been fighting over since Rome. You know what I mean? Like, somebody was upset recently. A good guy who I like was talking about how they're going to make Captain America gay. And he's like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. And I was like, so what? Like, Captain America sucked 1,000 red, white, and blue cocks.
How are they going to make Captain America gay? No, I just...
Doesn't matter.
So, no.
I think it's a reboot. I think they're going to do a reboot, and he's going to be gay Captain America.
All right. That's fine. That
could be something that somebody read in a clickbait article that I'm perpetuating. What I'm saying is, I think let Captain America suck a million dicks. Let his shield have a butthole in the middle. Let him be gay.
Yeah.
Let him be like the Key West Pride Parade gay.
Where he's wearing the reverse version of chaps assless chaps.
And I was telling the homie, like, I was telling him straight up, like, yo, this is the kind of shit that we're gonna punch ourselves out arguing about.
Yeah.
And not be able to see the real shit eventually, like the okie doke, the banana in the tailpipe, so to speak. Like this, it doesn't matter. It does not matter if a fictional character sucks a bunch of fictional dicks.
Well, I'm a nerd, so I just was like, I wasn't even thinking like, why is he gay? I'm like, but there are.
Imagine like if you go back and you like the Bucky storyline, like him and
just fucking the Winter Soldier just sucking each other
just
off.
Railing each other in a
Anyway.
battlefield.
Anyway.
On top of a bunch of dead krauts.
I was thinking like the new, because like the next guy is Captain,
like
is Falcon.
Gay. That's like manly gay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like my buddy from high school.
Like Irving.
My buddy and his husband from high school played college football, like Division I football. Yeah.
And
big
like,
dudes.
Fuck my boyfriend.
Yeah, and he's just like, he's not.
A dude's a dude either way. A personality and a sexuality. That's not.
He didn't think.
Like
he thought so.
Gay.
But he thought so. And he got, like I told you before, like he would get mad at very effeminate gay guys because those too gay.
But he was probably young as well. You know what
I mean? Same age as me.
I'm sure he got to a point in his life where he was like okay with people being how they're going to be and him being how he's going to be.
Yeah, now it's just two balding fat guys that drink beer, like a middle-aged husband,
dude,
and there's just two of them.
If I was
they don't hold hands or anything like that.
I would love to be married to my clone if I was gay. Awesome.
Just two hefty boys just chilling, doing what you like.
Such quality furniture. We would need such to fuck.
Oh yeah.
Such quality furniture.
Like stuff made like in Norway, like
real solid hardwoods.
Like it is made carved out of one piece of tree. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
A redwood. They chopped down a single redwood for everything in our house.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, could you imagine banging your own clone? You'd be so good.
Dude, Greg Giraldo had one of the best bits. He's like, oh, gay. He's like, being gay seems so awesome because like, just imagine, like you're in the car, you're taking a long trip to your mom's house, and then your gay boyfriend, or it's like your boyfriend is like, hey, you remember that thing like a year ago that you said and it was like really unimportant, but it's just gonna piss me off every time I think about it? And they'd be like, no, and he's like, oh yeah, me neither, because we're dudes, and like that shit doesn't matter, because I'm a fucking dude, like, yeah, and it's like, oh, that sounds great, yeah. He's like, that sounds amazing, and then I like how the bit like caps off. He's like, also too, he's like, I can't tell you how many times my wife's been yelling at me, and I just have thought I would take a giant cock in the ass for you just to shut the fuck up for 2 seconds or whatever. Yeah, like he's like, but I mean, like, that's my buddies. Like they don't hold hands, they don't like show affection or anything. Mm-hmm. They're just basically, you just be like, oh, these are roommates, and it's like you spent the night at their house and you're like, oh no, like they fucking, I don't know who made their bed, but like it has to be quality, because they are never talking about getting more mattresses or bed frames or anything. Maybe they built it. They actually do some pretty nice woodworking. They're in like the Pacific Northwest. Yeah. Maybe they made them. Man, I don't know. Who knows? I don't even know what they do anymore. Anyway, yeah. Where are we going? Oh no. So like I was saying, like, so like Falcon, it becomes the next Captain America, and I was just like, he's not gay.
But I don't. It looks like they're.
Oh, frozen. There you go.
But it looks like they're not doing that. It looks like they're pivoting that into a show.
Like another
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it's actually, I was reading about it because everybody's all pissed that WandaVision is over, and they want Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Well, he's Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which means he is going to be Captain America, I think, when the show's over. But it's like it's a buddy cop comedy show, like a 70s.
Funny.
Yeah,
funny.
That's how it was meant to be. I just read because it looked kind of like lame until I read that's what it's supposed to be, and I was like, oh, I am in for a superhero buddy cop show. That sounds great. And those two guys, like, that's hilarious. But like the other thing I was thinking was too, when you were like, they're gonna make the next Captain America gay. I'm like, the guy that plays Falcon or Captain Falcon now is like, he's like traditional. Like, I was watching a clip of him on Wendy Williams where he's like, where the woman's like, where Wendy Williams is like, so you're like super conservative, like if you're making all the money, and he's like, yeah, you make daddy a sandwich, and she's like, sometimes. He's like, well, when we're out, if a guy talks shit to you, you want me to slap him up? She's like, yeah. He's like, then you make daddy a sandwich. Like, it's like, if I'm making all the money, I'm doing this, I'm doing the hard work, I'm standing up for you. If I ask for a sandwich, make daddy a sandwich. Like, that's like Southern black, like traditional
Sure.
conservative, and I was like,
you don't have to put a color on that though. That's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like conservative Southern.
well, he's from where you are, and like that's a different type of like black conservative where they don't apologize for saying, like, he was not even like, oh, I'm sorry for saying that, like, because like there's the like black Southern in like Florida and like Alabama where like Alabama, they're offensive about it on purpose, and then like in Florida they're like, I'm sorry, this is just how I grew up, like even in like some other parts of like South Carolina and like Tennessee, it's just that like the Southern Baptist is like traditionally like a black stereotype. Sure. So but like the Atlanta like Southern Baptist, they're like, oh no, but like he did it with style to where like
with panache.
They kind of like smoothed it over. He like made the women swoon when he said it. So I was just like,
he's also like a handsome
actor. Like, exactly, yeah. But like,
it's like a fucking Danny DeVito can't get away with that shit. You know what I mean?
Like, get Danny a sandwich. Get Danny a sandwich.
Yeah, Rodney Dangerfield could have been like, hey, give me a sandwich.
Yeah. But
I make all the money, you do all the work, hey, bro.
But yeah, like
that didn't sell. That wouldn't sell with that look.
Those guys. What I'm saying is like those guys don't play gay characters. You know what I mean?
Fair. Yeah.
And like he does not.
Well. Everybody's got a dollar amount.
Yeah, and it's Disney money.
And you're talking Disney money.
Pedro Pascal quit at the end of every season, and he's back for season 3.
Tripled every season.
Who knows if he's gonna try it on season 4?
So
the fucked up thing is like he's signed for 5 seasons in the first season, right? And then he's like, "Fuck you, I quit. I don't want the money." And they're like, "Here's more. Just stay on for 4 seasons." And he does the whole. He's like, "No, you guys are treating us like shit. Fuck you, I quit again." And they're like, "No, stay on for 3. Here's even more." Like, oh my god, he doesn't even show his face for a whole season. He didn't show his face for a whole season. Oh, he didn't even technically need to show up. He could have just done voiceover. He could have
done the VO, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as the ladies we were talking about in WNBA earlier in the podcast. Take the fucking money.
Yeah,
if they're
take the money.
Give you money for the nonsense. Take it.
Yeah.
Take it and fucking put it away. Enrich yourself, your community, your family. Fucking take the bag, bro.
Yeah, man.
You got a kid. I got a kid. We're gonna take the fucking bag, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's my problem. No, once again, I hate to circle back to the WNBA. I'm like, shut up. Like, stop fucking asking for more. Like, dude, like, if you keep talking shit like this, the NBA can just be like.
You sound like an old school Uncle Tom, as they like to call it. Like,
yeah.
You're gonna fuck it up. You're gonna fuck it up for us.
No, there's seriously. It's not even for me. It's like when when I
say us, I mean more the other people in WNBA.
I'm just like, listen, man. No, just all of them in general. Because like, listen, man. The NBA does not have to give them like $40 million a year to keep them, to make them look positive, starting off with their $10 million deficit. Like come on, like do the work, like draw the money in, and then start talking shit. Like, cool, but like, don't get it canceled for you. Like, just keep making the money. Figure out ways to draw more money so you don't start out at a deficit. Don't just start talking shit to where like, what if the fucking NBA goes through like a change in like in leadership where they're like, who are these people? Why are we giving them money and they're rude to us and our players? No, just let them sink. Like, no, just. If that's money that like they would not know existed, like it just got budgeted in, like that's cool. Just take that shit until you can prove that you're like a moneymaker. But they're not a moneymaker and they're talking shit. Like, just take the money. Take the money. Take the fucking money.
People, like you said before, are parlaying the current social climate into an opportunity and
the people
get the bag.
Yeah, the people that are like making it worse for them don't even watch the WNBA is the thing too. And I'm like, listen, I want it to be exciting. I want it to be cool. And then I'm like definitely on board with you. Just once again, like, don't fucking, like when I was buying shit for my kid before he was born and the fucking lazy person at Walmart was just like, this is all one price. And my wife was like, well, I think these are separate. And I was like, nope, they're all together. And they were just like, whatever. So I got like $200, $300 worth of stuff for like $50 just because we put it all in one. Like it was the crib and the fucking mattress and all the attachments. She's like, this is all together, right? Yes. No, take it. Shut the fuck up. Take the money. Because you don't know when that shit is going to end. Like you said.
Yeah.
That's my main thing. Don't fucking... Because they're waiting for you to fucking complain about that money that you're making. So they can be like, oh, that's not enough? How's zero? It's like, no, just fucking take it.
That's
brand it better.
Though, right? That's gambling.
I mean, that's a potential nuke for a bunch of people that are happy making lawyer money with like a fucking free throw percentage of 20%.
At the same time, you see the whole NBA flossing.
Yeah.
Flossing. I can understand wanting a piece of that.
Yeah. Then do the same thing. Not, instead of talking shit, fucking like be flashy. Get out there. Fucking talk shit to the other people you're playing against. Not people that you are not playing against, you know? Mm-hmm. Compare yourself to the people that you're playing against. Fucking talk shit. Get into a fight. I guarantee if like a fucking WNBA fight happened, that would be... Dude, that would be like the first thing you would read. Like the fucking LA and fucking Seattle fucking got into a full bench clear. Like the first women's fight, I'd be like, I need to Google this. I need to see this. Like,
yeah.
That shit happens. Totally I want to see that shit. Fucking fight another woman. Like, dude, women's hockey fights are fucking brutal. They don't take off their gloves and they just elbow each other in their pretty faces. And like, I'm like, yeah, do more of that. MMA. Do more of that, yeah. Like a creep.
Lady soccer.
Oh yeah, dude, just fucking any pointy bone is going into any soft part of your body, or they'll try to shin splint you as hard as they can. Like, it's fucking brutal. I love that shit. But that's what I'm saying. Like, anything could happen in the NBA, right? On any night with any team. Somebody could and that's another thing too, some team could just blow out another team in the NBA and it looks fucking devastating. Sometimes in the WNBA the end score is 30-31 in 4 quarters, you know? That's
a more tightly contested game. It sounds like you could argue that in a court of law.
Yeah, I guess, but it wasn't exciting. It was just boring. But there's no blowouts. There's no they're when they accidentally knock each other over, they're helping each other up. They're helping each other up.
But what was the show where they were lampooning the WNBA? They were but we got good fundamentals.
Yeah, that's it. They don't have good fundamentals anymore. It's just I don't know so the thing that got the WNBA on the map was they won an Olympics. The women's Olympic team fucking just destroyed it with just passing and solid passing. They can't catch a pass now, and these women are getting paid more than the pioneers of the sport. I don't understand that either. That's the other thing too. It was kind of exciting because you'd see some quick passing plays, and you're like, "Oh, that's kind of like hockey." That was quick, and then and they would make their layups, you know. And now it's they're missing. They're stumbling over their own feet. It's kind of like watching the goofy part of a Harlem Globetrotter show when they're not trying to be goofy, you know, and it's kind of sad, and then they're asking for more money. That WNBA team...
I still say get the bag.
Yeah, and I'm saying the same thing. I'm just saying shut up before they're just oh, this is too... Oh, this is not enough?
The bag.
Yeah, no. Keep it for as long as you can. I feel like they're heading down a road where there's not going to be a bag. Where the NBA is just fuck you.
That one big paycheck before the bag.
If they get it, cool. If it works like that, cool. I don't see it working like that unless some drastic changes happen in the WNBA. I'm hopeful for them. I'm hopeful for them. I just want to see them do something. I really would love to see them be worth that money. Because if it was the WNBA and the NBA being worth the same, I'd be oh, this is actually exciting to watch. I'd probably watch the WNBA more if they were worth that crazy salary. I don't know. It was just a big thing I saw on Facebook today.
Well, shit. On that note, we've come full circle and extended over an hour for all of our listeners.
All of our listeners. Yeah, there is one now. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I just want you to know. Probably Mario
you,
or Gene.
We're doing this all for you.
Have you ever seen Yes Man? The movie with Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Yes Man?
Yes.
When he sees Zoe Deschanel's band, and she's like, I want to thank all 5 of our fans, Rodrigo, Manuel, and it's just the guys that work there.
Yeah.
and then like one guy that's like, yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, one guy with a drink.
Yeah.
That's a great scene.
I feel like that's where we are right now. Ooh, 2.
Well, we've come full circle. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, bye.
Bye. That's all. That's all you fucking get.
That's all, folks. Come see us again next Thursday when we do this again. And keep an eye out for our upcoming food videos. We're going to be having the arepa video coming out soon. Meatballs. We're going to be doing a video with veal sandwich that we put together out in Okeechobee Park in West Palm Beach, Florida. Check us out. We're going to be dropping those soon and more to come soon.
And he's frozen. And on that note, transition to the outro. Hey, 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 hey.